Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. This is not going to be an actual full content battle video, but more of an information about the Alpha 8 Hotfix patch that they have just released 2 days ago. And 2 days ago is August 21st, 2020. Now these things will change quite a few of the battles, and as they have mentioned in the update, we decided not to include yet a richer set of our planned features and improvements, since they were still risky and might have caused problems in your otherwise positive gameplay experience. So, Alpha 8 Hotfix, and we are on Alpha 7.6, which was previously Alpha 7.5. Alpha 8 Hotfix adds / changes some stuff that I definitely had issues with this game. One of the most important things is that the targeting penalty due to speed has been reduced. Now, what this means is that you used to have ships which were, let's say, 40 knots, battlecruisers for example, battlecruisers doing 40 knots, very difficult to hit. You got up to a minus 85 is what I've seen, minus 85% chance to hit them because they were going so fast. That's been changed and it has been reduced significantly. Now, this means that moving in a straight line is no longer as useful. Maneuvering, so turning left and right every now and then, has become more impactful. So if you are in any kind of ship, maneuvering is going to make it more difficult for the enemy to hit you. Because hitting an object moving in a straight line at 40 knots is still easier than hitting an unpredictable moving target at a slower speed. Another important thing, and this is something I'm quite interested in actually testing / seeing. The AI will maneuver more, or rather more often, according to enemy strength and battle situation. You will notice AI ships approach or retreat at sharper angles while keeping an effective broadside. Issue of torpedo boats not approaching close enough to launch short-range torpedoes should be resolved. This is definitely something we have seen happen. It's been destroyers, which just didn't got in torpedo range, torpedo boats, although I haven't done many scenarios with them. Well, they generally don't seem to do much. They're sort of lingering around the edges. But outside of that, they weren't that much of a threat, so I'm really hoping that that has been increased, or, well, improved. AI targeting has also been improved, and this means that AI opponents and friendly ships are affected. You will notice guns to be more effective in switching to the nearest threat or distributing gun groups against multiple targets. It doesn't sound too impressive, but I think it is. Normally, if you have, let's say, a ship like this, like the one you see in the picture right now, you use your main batteries against one target, and then you use every other non-main weapon against a secondary target. Now it would seem, from the phrasing, that you can distribute gun groups against multiple targets. So, if I'm interpreting this correctly, and it's entirely possible that I'm not, you could have the main guns engaging another battleship. You could have the, let's say, 8-inch casemates, in case that's what they are, engaging a couple of cruisers, or rather a cruiser. And then you can have the smaller guns, like the ones here in the tower, engaging a destroyer. Not sure if this is how it works. I really hope that it is. We're going to have to test this pretty soon. AI screening behavior has also been improved. This has definitely been one of my biggest pet peeves with this game. When you were attacking a convoy, it was entirely possible for the actual warships to hide behind the convoy. So you could murder transport ships for days, and the AI would just not really intervene. Hopefully that has been improved. Now it says there are known issues of formations which are still evident, especially when AI has to handle a large formation of different ship types. We will address all formation issues gradually on next updates. So they know of it, and they're aware of it, and they are working to change it, which I think is really good. Something else? Now this is a very minor thing. Fixed a potential bug that sometimes made transport ships to be auto-designed without any funnel. Big deal, because I personally don't really like using transport ships in any kind of scenario because they're very hard to control. They're AI managed, so it's not up to you to turn or tell these things where to go. And here comes a big one. Fixed issues with ramming. Previously, the smaller ship caused more damage. Now, when ships ram each other, the damage will be more consistent and flooding should occur with more probability. there are remaining problems on ramming that we will address in a next update. Now this is something I want to test. Let's go with a random nation and a speed of 5,000 meters. And I'm going to be ramming a transport with a battlecruiser. Battlecruiser can get up to nice speed, and I'll be trying to ram the transport. Let's see if they've actually changed this enough. Throw a ship in, make it fast, reduce the range. Actually, bulkheads could be useful on this one. Turrets are overrated, because I'm just looking for ramming mechanics. 4 weight offset could be important here. Oh, so don't add a turret to the front. Fine, clear. Let's go for 40 knots. Main tower, secondary tower. I want a funnel. Uber funnel doesn't fit, so we'll just force it to fit. There. Engine efficiency 21%. Forced boilers, oil, geared steam turbine 62. 100. Okay, main guns. Centerline guns, dual barrel 13-inch. I'll turn those off anyway. Aft, weight offset 5.5. 2.9. 1.4. 1.5. Oh shit, I should be moving more towards the stern, not the bow. 7%. Come on. 1.7. That's when I run into the funnel. 2.1. 1.4. Perfect. Alright, Citadel 4. Anti-flood max. Barbette's not important. Torp bulge is not important. Reinforced bulkheads and corrupt 4 armor. Okay, let's test if this is actually going to be effective against the type of ship, or against the lighter ship. I'm using a 41,500 ton battlecruiser. Let's see what happens if I ram one of their transports. Because previously it was entirely possible for the transport to actually murder you just by ramming into it. So now this should no longer be possible. Identification is forthcoming. I know I don't have any kind of radar systems on this ship, nor have I touched the armor too much, but I have a 9.3 inch of belt armor. Still not too sure if this actually impacts the kind of ramming damage that you do. It doesn't say anything like that in the patch notes, but it is something that I imagine might have an impact. Because the better your, let's say your extended belt is, the more damage you could potentially do with a ram. Or maybe the fewer damage you take yourself. Looks like the AI is not up for ramming. They're probably trying to turn the ship around. Let's see. Yeah, this is something else that's important, by the way. Fixed a problem with ship evasion logic, which previously made ships to react at a shorter distance and thus collide with a friendly or enemy ship with more probability. As a result, ships will be harder to ram at. We will later further improve the evasion system, and ramming might become a tactical choice for the player, if he wishes, with a special control option. Yes, I wish. I like ramming in this game. It's not a normal tactic, I'd say, but it works. Or at least in Alpha 7.5, it did. Now, I do find it a bit confusing that they made it an Alpha 8 hot patch. Or hotfix. I think it should be called Alpha 7 hotfix, but whatever. We'll just roll with their terminology. I'm ramming a ship that's 12,100 tons with my own 41,500. And it seems like the transport is pretty much dead in the water, whereas the Königsberg is actually maneuvering at 40 knots. No, 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 no. Stop evading. I'm not sure if I can ram this guy. Because this is where the auto-evasion system kicked in. Come on, come on, come on. Look at that, the ship's still turning to port. Well, we've seen the no auto-evasion system at work. Fuck me, now I have to do another approach round. Ceasefire. Come in again. So yeah, it seems like you still really have to use the manual rudder controls, otherwise the ship will just try to get out of the way as quickly as possible. Let's try this again. Alright, cut out a bit of the video where I'm just approaching the ship. Identification almost complete. Displacement 16,100, slightly heavier than previous. Let's see if the Alabama's going to get out of the way or not. It is firing back at me with a 3-inch gun, but I don't really expect that to be too much of an issue. Let's see if the AI tries to evade the ram again. Both my own ship AI from the Königsberg as well as the one from the transport. So far so good. Slow down the thunder speed. Does this work? Or does this not work? Yep, there goes the ship. I started maneuvering to port without any orders of my own. Now we're going to go nose to nose. My ship speed, 40 knots. Their ship speed probably 5 or 6. No, actually 12 knots. So we have a ram of a combined speed of 52 knots. Let's see. Does this actually work? Come on, Königsberg, hard starboard. Okay. This already looks better. The transport took more damage than the Königsberg. Königsberg is still hurting a bit, 94. They're hurting to 91. I had expected that the ram would do more damage to them than to me. They're down to 79% out of 16,600 tons. Minimum bulkheads at that, and I didn't even cause any kind of flooding. That's interesting. According to the patch notes, it says there should be more consistent flooding. Or damage will be more consistent and flooding should occur with more probability. Maybe not. I'm using maximum bulkheads. If anything should start flooding, it should be him. Anyway, it looks like this still needs a bit of work. Now, I have already pre-recorded a couple of videos for the next couple of weeks, which will be still using the old Alpha 7.5 system. So some of these things, some of these changes from this patch will not have made it into the videos. And who knows, by the time maybe that the video airs, it'll be Alpha 8 or something like that. Anyway, just wanted to do a quick video on all the patch updates, and it is of course satisfying to see that the devs are working on the game, that they're listening to the player feedback, and that they're working on fixing some of the critical issues that the game had. Thank you for watching. Let me know what other changes you're looking for in the game by posting those in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you guys on another video later up today with the previous version of the game. See you then.